Hello, friends. It's your art teacher, Miss Barnett here, and today we've been talking about picturing open spaces and how artists can use line and color and repetition to create variety in landscapes as well as using those same elements to create unity. Remember, variety is when there are lots of differences in a picture, and unity is when they are cohesive or they look like they go together. So we're going to try to be balancing both of these principles of design today. So what I want you to think about is we're going to be drawing a landscape, which is a picture of the outdoors with no people in it. And I want you to think about what sorts of things you want to show in your landscape. So maybe you're going to show a farmland with or hills, maybe some mountains or rivers. You could also think about plants like trees and bushes for your project. Maybe you want to think about what's in the sky. What kind of weather are you going to have? Is it going to be a bright sunny day, or are you going to show clouds and maybe some lightning and some rain? So think about that for a moment, and then I'm going to show you some different ways that we can hold the marker to create different types of thicknesses of line, and then I'm going to show you my work. So we're going to be using today a large sheet of paper and markers for our drawing. Let's get started. All right, friends, so I've got a sample marker. I'm going to show you how to do some different types of thicknesses with your line with the marker. So let's get started. If we use the tip of the marker, we can get very fine, thinner lines. And if we use the side of the marker, we can get some thick lines. The same is true for these skinny markers, and you might find a couple of these in your box. Remember, we use the tip to make a fine line mark, and we can use the side to create a thicker mark. Now, you might notice here that there's not much difference between the thinner marker as there is with the regular size marker. So you might want to take that into consideration as you're working today. So as we're getting ready to get started, think about the open spaces that you've seen, and think about the lines and shapes that go inside those open spaces. The lines and shapes may be straight, so we can think about straight lines like these, or straight shapes like geometric shapes, which are not usually found in nature, but you never know. Just depends on what you've seen. And then you might also think about choppy lines. So a choppy line might be a short, thin line like this. And I don't know, that might be good for something like grass or other textures, maybe on trees if you went the other way. Or you might want to think about doing some zigzag kind of lines. Think about what all these different lines would be good for in your landscape. It's kind of up to you. And then we can think about the word graceful in lines. So a graceful line, when I think of the word graceful, I think of very curving, flowing lines, kind of like a ballerina. So you might want to think about lines like this as well for your drawing. So now that we've thought about the different types of lines we could use, and of course this isn't all of them, this is just a small sample, we can look around the room at our anchor charts for more ideas. I'm going to get started on my big paper, and you can watch. Here we go. All right, my friends, so I have gone ahead and drawn the lines on my paper to show the open spaces that are going to be here. This is going to kind of create some unity in my drawing. I've added some graceful lines, some zigzag lines, a variety of lines, different thicknesses as well. Now I'm going to add colors and other details to my work. Remember, we're going to leave spaces here between the lines. We're not going to color this in like it is a painting. It's going to be more open, and we're going to see the color of the paper showing through. So I'm going to get started on that, and you can watch. All right, friends, here's my completed Picturing Open Spaces drawing of a landscape. You remember you can pick any kind of habitat or landscape you would like. Excuse me. The things that I'm grading on you on are that you have a variety of line types in your drawing and that you repeat lines and shapes and colors to create unity. I hope you have a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to see what you do. Let's get started.